Welcome to a new season of Gates Open at Arapahoe Park on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. I'm Jonathan Horowitz, the announcer of the horse races at Arapahoe Park, and I'm coming to you from the Celtic on Market, Denver's newest place to watch and wager on horse racing and enjoy a fun afternoon or evening as well. On this episode, we're bringing you the flavor of the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby is the most famous horse race in the United States, but it's really more than just a race. It's about the horses, but also about the parties, the culture, the history, dating back to 1875 at Churchill Downs, but really going back to the original Derby in 1780 in England and bringing it forward to Derby races that take place all over the world.
Racing in the Derby.
بطولة ديربي الإمارات أيها السادة المشاهدون الأعزاء جروب 2
有冰凍特飲啦，然之後咧粉紅帽嘅就係莫尼拉嘅坐騎日新月異啦。
Und boxen auf zum ID 145. Deutschen Derby.
Racing in the Emirates Singapore Derby.
大賽18分馬入晒閘，準備起步，準備。呢步嘅時候咧，咁啊出得最快嘅咧，近路。
That's it. They're off and racing. Racing and investing derbies.
Derby races take place all around the world. By definition, Derby races are for 3-year-old horses. They date back to this racetrack, Epsom Downs in Surrey, England, when this man, Edward Stanley, the 12th Earl of Derby, wanted to inaugurate a race for 3-year-old horses on his estate in 1780. Modern horse racing traces its roots to English nobility, and the sport would eventually become known as the Sport of Kings. The legend is that Lord Derby and his friend and Member of Parliament, Sir Charles Bunbury, pictured here, flipped a coin to determine who would name the race. Lord Derby won the coin flip and named the race after himself, and the Derby was born. The original version of the Derby is still held in England each June, over 1.5 miles on an undulating turf course at Epsom Downs. The KEENELAND Library in Lexington, Kentucky displays the racing calendars from the 1700s. The volume from 1780 contains the program page from the first Derby. Sir Charles Bunbury may have lost the coin flip for naming rights, but his horse Diamond went down in the history books as the first ever Derby winner. The year before the first Derby, Lord Derby created a race named after his estate, the Oaks, for 3-year-old fillies at Epsom. Lord Derby's filly Bridget won the inaugural Oaks in 1779. That contest has inspired Oaks races for 3-year-old fillies around the world. Bunbury's Eleanor became the first female horse to win the Derby in 1801, and also the first horse to win both the Oaks and the Derby. That might be the most impressive feat in racing, winning a country's 2 biggest races for 2 genders in 2 days. 3 fillies have won the Kentucky Derby against colts and geldings, Regret in 1915, Genuine Risk in 1980, and Winning Colors in 1988.
They're off, and it's a perfect start. Breezing through, and Buckeye Port of the Bradley stable are coming to the front.
America had declared independence from England 4 years before the first Derby, but the United States adopted the English tradition and received somewhat of an endorsement of its major Derby, pronounced slightly differently, when the 17th Earl of Derby attended the 1930 Kentucky Derby, won by eventual Triple Crown winner Gallant Fox.
In the stretch, Gallant Fox is pulling the lead. Gallant Fox is going to win easily.
They're off. Once again, it was a perfect start. I can see Sand Sprite last, Solfo on the far side, Goya this side, and Renado on the rails. I think we will be going to the front. We've gone 1 furlong.
Both the Kentucky Derby and the Epsom Derby became centerpieces during early live broadcasts of horse racing in the United States.
And here comes Sand Sprite, the unconsidered Sand Sprite, right on this side. But Midday Sun has gone to the front now. Midday Sun, Sand Sprite. Midday Sun has won the race with Sand Sprite second.
Since its first running in 1875, the Kentucky Derby has become the most sought-after horse race in the United States. and the most unique. It's at a longer distance, 1.25 miles, with a bigger field, up to 20 runners, in front of a bigger crowd, more than 150,000, than most of the horses involved will ever see again. And now it's more than just horse racing. Derby has also become associated with other sports competitions not involving horses. The Home Run Derby takes place annually before baseball's All-Star Game and was also the name of a vintage 1960s TV show. The eclectic sport of roller derby has been both the theater of the absurd and a sport that was once considered for the 2020 Olympics. And derby is even part of the fashion lexicon, because when American spectators saw the hats that English fans wore to the Derby, derby became an American term for bowler. So the original Derby race has inspired a derby culture that goes beyond horse racing and sports and reaches all corners of the globe.
لاني 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 هوب 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 هوب.
The horses are called onto the track. Live horse racing returns to Colorado, and gates open at Arapahoe Park for the 2017 season from May 19th to August 13th. Thoroughbred and quarter horse racing takes place on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, with first post at 1 p.m. Arapahoe Park, where horses come first.
Nighthawk Ranch. Nighthawk Ranch is located in Guffey, Colorado, and we buy Mustangs from the BLM and we train them for use with these kids that are recovering from cancer. It's like a team from day one, the kid and the horse. And they feel really comfortable, they feel safe on the horse, they feel a part of the horse, they feel part of the program. And it's a bond they don't experience a lot in their lives.
So the kids have their own horse for the week, learn to ride if they haven't ridden before. We spend a lot of time with animals in the morning, and then in the afternoons we have more camping events, archery, ropes course, building a log cabin, camping out overnight, a little bit of everything.
I have a lot of cancer in my family. I'm a cancer survivor, and we believe that Nighthawk Ranch has a lot of natural healing on its own. It was a great healing force in my life, and we believe that sharing that with these kids, that's important. So clean air, clean food, great experience is all positive for these kids for sure in their healing.
The Kentucky Derby brings together the top 3-year-old horses from around the country and from around the world too. Let's take you to different corners of the United States and around the world to show you some of the horses running in the 143rd Run for the Roses in 2017. After capturing the most prestigious race in America, some Kentucky Derby winners have sought success overseas. Omaha, the Triple Crown winner in 1935, raced in 1936 at Royal Ascot, the quintessential British race meeting that Queen Anne inaugurated in 1711, that is attended annually by England's reigning monarch.
All lined up, and away they go. A staggering test of 2.5 miles.
In the opposite direction of American racing, Omaha came up just a nose short in the Ascot Gold Cup.
Gates fly, they're racing in the Dubai World Cup.
Kentucky Derby winners have competed in other countries with more regularity in recent years. 2011 Derby winner Animal Kingdom captured the $10 million Dubai World Cup in 2013 at Meydan Racecourse in the United Arab Emirates.
Animal Kingdom wins the Dubai World Cup.
2014 Derby winner California Chrome shined in the 2016 World Cup after finishing second in the world's richest horse race the year before.
It's alchemy in Dubai. Chrome turns to gold.
The Kentucky Derby has also attracted the attention of the world, yet horses from outside North America have had a more difficult time, with Omar Khayyam in 1917 and Tommy Lee in 1959 being the only non-North American bred, and Canyonero II in 1971 being the only non-North American trained Kentucky Derby winners.
Canyonero II takes over the lead as they come to the wire.
They're going to hit the finish, and it's the South American horse. Cannon narrow the second, who is a surprise winner. 3 lengths.
However, foreigners continue to run for the roses and with more frequency.
Racing in the Derby.
And it's a race in Dubai, the UAE Derby, that's been the source of most of the foreign attention. Since the inception of the UAE Derby in 2000, 12 horses who have run in the race, including 8 winners, have shipped to Churchill Downs. None have won, none have even made the top 3. The best UAE Derby finisher in the Kentucky Derby was Master of Hounds, 5th in 2011. But the 2017 UAE Derby winner Thunder Snow is considered the best from Dubai to aim for the Kentucky Derby, since pairing with jockey Christophe Soumillon 3 wins in a row. The Group 1 Criterium International at St. Cloud in France by 5 lengths to finish 2016 as one of the top 2-year-olds in Europe. Then 2 wins in Dubai to start 2017 by 5 3/4 lengths in the UAE 2000 Guineas. Then a photo finish victory in the UAE Derby against Japan's Epicharis, despite racing greenly and struggling with running on the correct lead.
Thunder Snow's running about. Epicharis battling back. Epicharis in front. Thunder Snow trying to raise another effort. Epicharis in front. Thunder Snow lunges again. And I think one in the last possible gasp.
The Kentucky Derby remains one of the only major races in the world that still eludes Thunder Snow's owner, the Godolphin stable of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Emir of Dubai. Thunder Snow represents the 10th Kentucky Derby runner for Godolphin. Unlike in previous years, the 2017 Kentucky Derby field lacks a standout going into the race. A look at some of the winners of Derby prep races stateside. Like the title of the Oh Fresh rap song, The Champ is Here. 2016 Eclipse Award champion 2-year-old Coulter gelding Classic Empire, the winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Santa Anita.
Here's the Meyer. Classic Empire holds on. He's a champion 2-year-old.
He's been a bit quirky to train as a 3-year-old in 2017, sometimes refusing to work out, but he put it all together in the Arkansas Derby at OAKLAWN Park on April 15th.
Here comes Classic Empire trying to run down the new leader, Malagasy. Malagasy, Conquest Mo Money. Here's the champ, Classic Empire. It is Conquest Mo Money, Classic Empire.
The last 3 Kentucky Derby winners were trained in California. The Golden State representative in 2017 will be Gormley, winner of the Santa Anita Derby on April 8th.
Gormley looming into the lead now. Gormley takes the lead, and Gormley wins the Santa Anita Derby.
Outside of the traditional Derby prep races, the Sunland Derby at Sunland Park in New Mexico on March 26th was particularly strong in 2017. Hence won.
And thus Hence is going to win. And how impressive. Hence by 4 lengths.
Then second place finisher Conquest Mo Money came back to run second in the Arkansas Derby. He'll be pointed to the Preakness. And Sunland fourth place finisher IRAP pulled off a huge upset as a maiden in the Bluegrass at Keeneland on April 8th.
IRAP 31-1 wins the Toyota Bluegrass.
Always Dreaming from Florida, Gervin from Louisiana, and Irish Warcry from New York will also look for their Derby dreams to come to reality.
We've been around since 1972. We are the voice of the horse industry, and what we try to do is be aware of what's going on in the legislature, in different developments, different municipalities, so that we can maintain horses as part of our life and lifestyle. We're here to make sure that the powers and the rights of people to own horses remains the same as it has been for many, many years. Horses are extremely important to our heritage. It's important to our economy. We're a $1.6 billion industry in the state of Colorado, and there's over 156,000 people involved with our industry. So I think we have a real important role in the economy, but also in the lifestyle and what horses bring to each one of us. Come on board and get involved with us in our Blue Ribbon Partnership Program and show others your passion about the lifestyle and about owning horses.
julep is the drink of choice at Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby and at Derby parties around the country. There will be more than 120,000 mint juleps served at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Oaks Friday and Kentucky Derby Saturday. And I'm with Randy Stolka at the Celtic Tavern to learn what goes into making a mint julep. Some mint juleps can cost up to $1,000 with some special ingredients for charity. The mint julep on Kentucky Derby Day, how do we make one?
Well, first of all, we use Woodford Reserve as our bourbon. We throw 2 ounces in there. There's a simple syrup, just a dash. There.
And you have the official Kentucky Derby glass.
We do. And then we use soda water and top it off with the mint. There we go.
So there it is, our Kentucky Derby mint julep. Now, what other drinks could I order at a Derby party for the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, the Manhattans are really popular. The Old Fashions are great. You know, anything with bourbon, whiskey, you know.
Horse racing is big at the Celtic Tavern. How about drinks at the Celtic Tavern? Any special cocktails when people come in here?
We got a little contraption with Guinness and champagne. It's called the Black Velvet. So what you do is fill the glass almost to the top. And you got the spoon. It's called a Black Velvet.
Bourbon comes from Kentucky. That's what it's known for. What are some of the things you can tell us about bourbon? How it's made? Different types of bourbon that we have.
With the Manhattan, you could use either the bourbon or a rye, and the ryes are really popular with the Manhattan. I tend to do that, or the Old Fashions. And with these, you use the ice. 2 ounces. Do a little bit of sweet vermouth, the bitters, and then you stir it. And pour it in the glass, and then garnish it with a cherry.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Keep picking winners. That's very good, and there's going to be a lot of these served on Kentucky Derby Day.
Yes, there are. We are packed on Derby Day. It's great.
In Churchill Downs and around the country as well. It's more than just a horse race, and the mint julep is a big part of it. Thank you, Randy, for showing us how to make one. The Kentucky Derby is often referred to as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, but it's really an all-day event. Sure, there are other races at Churchill Downs and around the country as well, but it's about the party too. And if we're going to party for the Kentucky Derby, we're going to need some food. And that's why I've come to Corafaye's Cafe in Aurora, Colorado to learn about Southern food for the Kentucky Derby. And I brought Adrian Miller with me. Adrian Miller is the soul food scholar, at least that's the name of the blog, and the author of the books Soul Food and the President's Kitchen Cabinet. Adrian, it's nice for you to join the show, share your expertise. Southern food in American cuisine, what does it mean more than just the ingredients themselves, but really the culture that it represents for the people who eat it?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me on your show. And Southern food is one of our earliest fusion cuisines. It's bringing together West Africa and Western Europe, and then what the indigenous people were eating here. And it's really about building community. I mean, a lot of it is just having family friends, and in a lot of cases in the South, often going to church or doing some big barbecue or other thing just brought the community together. Because first of all, you had to make a ton of food. They weren't having little small parties, right? They were having big feasts. And that required a lot of people to donate food, to cook it, and then you invite everybody to the table.
Well, Southern food will be one of the things that brings together the more than 150,000 fans at Churchill Downs and at Derby parties all around the country. And I'd like to bring in Priscilla Smith to tell us a little bit about Corafaye's Cafe and some of the Southern food we're going to be trying to get a flavor for the Kentucky Derby. Thank you for welcoming us to your restaurant.
Thank you for having me on the show, and you too, Angel.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate it. I'm honored. All right. My name is Priscilla. I named the place after my mom, Cora, and sister Faye. We're from Anniston, Alabama. And we serve century-old family recipes here. This is our new location. We've been here for about 8 months. And we moved from Park Hill. Now we're in a beautiful Aurora, Colorado.
Thank you. Well, take us around.
Well, I tell you what, I like to start over here at the fireplace. This is my mom and dad. And this is Cora, who I named the place after. And a lot of her recipes you're going to enjoy today, because she started cooking when she was 9 years old because she didn't want to go in the cotton fields. So, and she turned out to be a fantastic cook. She could have been in the White House.
There you go.
So these are just some of my collections here, and memorabilia where people can remember things like the old phone. And these are pictures of people from the past, Bojangles and Frederick Douglass. And some of our customers that have come through Corafaye's.
You have a picture of Adrian on the menu.
Yes, and Adrian is up here as well.
There I am.
Here, wait a minute.
Yep.
Here he is right here. So we've been very blessed in here with some of our celebrities that come in. A little bit of Southern history.
Let's sit down and let's try some of the food.
Okay.
All right.
Adrian, are you hungry?
Oh, definitely.
Let's see what Priscilla has made for us today.
All right.
What do we got, Priscilla?
Plate number 1, fried tilapia.
Okay.
And this is Adrian's favorite.
There you go. It's my favorite combination. So on New Year's Day, you have black-eyed peas for good luck, and you have greens for folding money. That's the superstition.
And that's also how you're going to pick the winner of the Kentucky Derby, probably.
Absolutely.
This is our Southern fried chicken. This is a huge favorite here as well. Catfish fillet. You fellas dig in.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Would you mind passing the hot sauce?
And the pepper sauce as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. So typically,
There you go.
people that eat Southern food would put like hot sauce. So this
Okay.
is like a red pepper sauce, and
Yeah.
then this is like pepper vinegar. So it's vinegar and the peppers are steeped in it, in the vinegar. And then you just season your vegetables. So usually you would put it on your fish and maybe your cabbage.
Okay.
Like here, I would actually put it on everything.
Okay.
And it's up to your taste. But
No, I want to do it right.
Yeah. So if you don't mind a little spice, I would
Let's do
definitely
it.
go with this.
Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys later.
The only thing I wouldn't put hot sauce on are the candy jams, the potato salad, and the mac and cheese.
All
Everything
right.
else is fair game.
Let's dig in then.
All right.
Trey, you want to come out some food? Jenny, you want to come out some food?
But I think food is really integral to just that connection. For a lot of people, they're really there to just have a good time with friends and family. And good food just adds to the experience. And so, if you're going to cook at a sporting event, you got to come correct.
Right, exactly, especially as big an event as the Kentucky Derby.
Right. So a lot of cooks, as a source of pride, they're going to bring their best dish. And food just makes it easier to, just get down and just ease back and have a good time.
Well, we have one of Corafaye's famous cakes. This is called a coconut cream cheese cake with walnuts. Alrighty.
Whoever wins the Kentucky Derby, I know this is a winner here. Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you for welcoming us to Corafaye's, for sharing your family history and your family recipes, and thank you for sharing with us about what Southern food means for the U.S. and for the Kentucky Derby too.
Oh, absolutely, thank you.
So this has been a look at the flavor of the Kentucky Derby. the biggest horse race in the United States, and really more than just a race, and we've experienced that here at Corafaye's Cafe. Until your next time out at the races, I'm Jonathan Horowitz. Keep picking winners, just keep eating this cake and you'll be a winner.
All right.